Hello, everybody, and Merry almost Christmas. Yay. I'm sorry I was running a little behind. If you've ever known anyone who had problems with attention span, oh, I know what's doing that light. Hold on. I had a mirror sitting over there. Oh, that'll put out your eye. Anyway, hello, everyone. The lighting is weird. Maybe it's just my computer acting up. But if you've ever known somebody with an attention span problem, then you'll know that when they do settle down to concentrate, then it's real hard to get their attention. They are lost in whatever they're doing. I don't know why my computer is looking so odd, but maybe let me get this camera right first. So I was busy concentrating on these Christmas ornaments, and Mark came down and said, "Hon, do you realize that it is 20 minutes to airtime?" And I was like, "What?" And I wasn't dressed. I didn't have my hair, makeup, nothing. It was like, whoa. So I'm here, and I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Your time is very precious and very precious to me. So hello, everybody. I'm trying to wear a pretty holiday shirt, but I tell you what, there's a reason I don't often wear sweatshirts. They're warm. So I'll make sure that I keep my little fan on me. But this is a really pretty sweatshirt that somebody gave me at some point. So it's nice to wear. And I got to tell you, honestly, I was trying to put my makeup on, and I always have kind of said, as ladies age, oh, don't put those scarves on. Your neck is part of your normal aging. Don't hide it. And so when I was putting my makeup on, I noticed that my loosey-goosey throat kind of hangs down, flops over the collar. I was like, oh, that's why they wear scarves. So I'm going to stretch the neck out a little bit so that way I keep my head up. There. Well, you can still tell. Oh, well. Hello, everybody. It is so good to see you. I want to thank everybody who joined me for the Jitsi yesterday. We miss our Susan and Bonnie, but we understand that they are very busy, and they've been doing these for over a year or 2 years. So, but thank you. I appreciate them letting me kind of abscond with it for a few weeks because I wanted to give a chance for people to say hello, and anybody who wanted to follow the mystery that we've got coming up New Year's Day, I wanted to give you a chance to come ask me questions and how do you cut the fabric and all of that good stuff. So first thing I'm going to do is put my glasses on and see who is here. And, I'm so excited. Marsha, now, was Marsha the first one? Way to go, Marsha and Polly. Good. I did try to type in. I'll be right there because as I was trying to put mascara on, because if I don't put makeup on, you won't be able to see me. If any of you want to know what I really look like, join a Jitsi and you'll see. Oh my goodness, it's not pretty. So, but anyway. There's Debbie. Got to meet Debbie on Jitsi. We had all together at different points, probably a total of 7 or 8 people. So I was thrilled. And isn't it nice that we can just talk and we don't have to type and all that? Okay. So, let me see. Oh, there's Mary. Hi, Mary. Uh-oh, is somebody crying? Uh-oh. Oh, the teardrop tree. Oh, yes. The reversing the pieces is tricky. And that's one of the things I liked about using Steam Seam too, because if I messed up, I would just put the paper back on one side and flip and take the paper off the other side. But that whole reversing thing, it's a nightmare. I don't think in those terms. I understand. I understand just how you feel. Okay. Oh, Marcia needs to turn on her mini tree. I forgot to bring mine down. So you didn't work on anything in a small slump. You're just resting up for all the big push. Because sometimes when I know I have to hurry, when I know I'm going to have a lot on my plate, sometimes I shut down. Like, nobody sees me. I'm not here. But anyway, oh, it's so good. Oh, there's Alexis. I got to meet her for the first time yesterday, face to face. There's our Kathy Klein. She was there too. We had the best time. So, oh, it's so good to see all of you. Michelle, hi, sweetheart. Michelle has been such a dear heart to me. If you're lucky, you'll have a friend like Michelle in your lifetime. So thank you, Michelle. Annette Parsons is back. Yay! Oh, you got to start on your new, that's right. You were doing some drawings for your new embroidery. So it's so good to see you. I've got so much to show you. I had to bring a table in for more decorations. So, and I've got something we're actually going to do together. And then as you see, this past week, I worked on a new swirl tree, and this time I did it in the pretty turquoisey teals, and I love it. And then I put a better color star that really shows up on the green tree. Now the lime green star on the teal tree is not really showing up, but it does normally. It's just not right now. Then I got really busy, and last night I started making a swirly tree for my son and his wife. She loves purple, and so that's coming along really cute. The only problem is the pales are too pale. It makes the tree look disjointed. So, and then I had chosen a copper color star for the top of her tree. I haven't ironed these down, so it kind of fell off. But luckily, since I haven't ironed them down, I can very carefully peel the fabrics that are too light, peel them off the fusible, and put a new color back on. So now, because I can't ever stop at just one, I've decided that the green one's going to be for my Katie, the teal turquoise aqua is going to be for me, the purple one for my son and his wife, and then I'm going to do some deep, rich cobalts and royals for my daughter Becky. So that way, all the kids are taken care of, and I'm even going to have one for me. Normally, you like the colors? Isn't that fun? You can kind of just, I don't know, this has been my very favorite project this year. Very favorite. Then the other tree is something I found that we did in my old guild probably 15 years ago, 13 years ago, and I love it. So I found that and brought it out. So it's a busy time of the year. I have my tree and I have, 25 yards of roping, and haven't put them up yet, but that's okay. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I just want to send out good thoughts. I'm hoping to hear from people who live in Kentucky or Tennessee that were in the terrible tornado zone yesterday. I felt so bad. At first, I just heard about it at an Amazon facility, but then I heard the terrible story, and I want to send out a positive thought for the candle factory in, I think it was called Mayfair, Kentucky? And oh my gosh, they had a shift working when the tornado came through. They said it was one of the biggest tornadoes ever. So our thoughts go with you. It's funny because we were sitting there about 4:30 in the afternoon, and I said, Mark, look at that sky. That sky's really dark. And it got really, really weird looking. And it was like a couple different levels, and the one level was swirling. So he looked it up, and it was the remnants of that terrible storm that had come through Kentucky and Tennessee. And I'm not trying to compare this to what those dear people went through, but we lost power for 4 hours. 4 hours. So I climbed in my hammock one last time because now it's been taken down. And Lay's potato chips, can't eat just one. That's right. I know. I tend to do things. I told Mark when I first met him, I'm a big girl. I have a big heart, and I do things in a big way. So I warned him. He probably should have run at that point. But we were without power for 4 hours. So for half of it, I just climbed in the hammock with my Nook reader, which was charged, and I read a Janet Ivanovich novel, her 27th novel, and most of the time I've listened to them on audiobook. So now when I'm reading it and I read something that Lula said, and I can hear Lula's voice right in my head, and gosh, I love those Stephanie Plum novels. I just love them. So Janet Ivanovich is just one of my favorites, and in fact, her 28th has just come out, and I can't wait to get to that one too. But I laid in the hammock and read that for a while, and then fell asleep and took a nap. And the dog's Gromit was nervous. He doesn't like when the power goes off. And but it came on at 8:30. So I said, when Mark was checking his phone, and they had said it might be off till 12:45 in the morning. And we were like, no. So, thank you, sweetheart. But yeah, I feel so bad for those people. This swirl tree is my absolute favorite. And I want to thank whoever was the designer who made the first one and thought, that would be a cute idea, because I dearly, dearly love it. So, all right. Oh, you love Stephanie Plum books. She is the best. It is so funny because my two favorite authors, one of them is her. The other one is Patricia Cornwell. And oh my gosh, I used to love when she'd come out with a new murder mystery. And she did it from a medical pathologist kind of viewpoint. And I'll never forget, I was taking a car trip, and I used to love to put those things in the car radio and listen to them while I was driving. And one day I happened to be eating a breakfast biscuit, and it got to a point of the novel that it was so realistic. I thought, I either need to stop listening to her while I eat, or I need to put this biscuit down, because I knew it wasn't going to work. So, oh gosh. Oh, I also like Diana Gabaldon. The Outlander series too. So those are fun. Oh gosh. And then I love the First Lady Detective Agency series too. In fact, I have one right here. These are delightful. If you ever want to sew and listen to something really sweet, Alexander McCall Smith writes them. They are wonderful, wonderful. All right. So now see how I just went off on a tangent. So, you've read a lot of, I know. Oh, yes, you are familiar. When she talks about some of the habits and tradition, my voice is going in and out. I think I have a very weak signal. I'm sorry. Mark was worried that the signal might, and that's probably why on my computer it looks so odd. Voice is going in and out. Let me talk to Mark. Oh, I didn't bring my phone down. Okay, you're getting me clear. Okay, I'm going to try to keep going, and I apologize if the that when that storm came through, it had 45-mile-an-hour winds, and it was enough to knock out our power. But luckily, that's all I think we got. It sounds good to you too. Okay, all right. So we'll cross our fingers. So, all right, let's look. Can someone? Oh, I'll be. Yes. Do y'all mind if I take a moment to do it, or you know what? Um. Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and type it in. Janet Ivanovich, and it's the they call them the number series. Okay, and Stephanie Plum is the protagonist. Oh yes, we definitely will, Marcia. Hi, Melissa. And Melissa, how did you make out? I'm trying to remember. I think Illinois. Luckily, Kathy Klein looks safe, but we're so sorry for the people who had those terrible storms. Okay, so Janet Ivanovich. Now, I love the number one, whoops, number, yeah, number one ladies detective series, and it's by Alexander McCall Smith. And then I love Patricia Cornwell, and she does, well, just anything. Just look up her books. And then if you are looking for another good, who does the bone series? Oh, if her name comes to me, I'll type that in. But that gives you the three: Janet Ivanovich, the Alexander McCall Smith, and then any of the mysteries by Patricia Cornwell are just amazing. All right, so now let me show you real quick. I'll show you what I did to get ready for the Merry Mayhem. For the Merry Mayhem mystery that's coming up New Year's Day. And let me type this in real quick. You're welcome, Polly. ERRY Mayhem. And if you go to marymayhem.com, of course, you'll know to put all the words close together. And if you go to that marymayhem.com website and you sign up free for her mystery, and it's called The Case of the Ups and Downs. So I'm prepared to do that. And this is the first stage, and this was describing, what kind of fabric should you choose and why? And I'll show you real quickly what I have done. And, I like keeping a project in a great big bag. And any fabric I'm thinking about using for it, any scraps, because you never know if you'll need to go back and get them. But yesterday during our Jitsi, I got 18 8.5 inch squares, and I actually drew on the diagonal. Can you believe that? Normally I just trying to iron it but I did good because the ladies were there talking to me and got me through it. Normally I'd get the hives having to draw a diagonal line on, was it only 18? Yeah, I made it sound much worse. Then here is my accent color. Then here are the border pieces. It was really important to have a very light. And then medium to dark accents. Oh, there's one that looks. I do? Okay, because somebody was saying it was popping in and out. And on here, I've got like a glow. So I didn't know.
It's the light from the sunshine.
Okay. All right, good. All right, because I noticed I only have a dot and one bar. So Mark was worried after the power went out. How are the lines? And here are the colors that I'm using for this scrappiness. And I just went up in my closet because I'm being really good. And I grabbed a bag of fabric collection I probably have had in there 15 years. And I pulled it down, added a couple little colors to it, and now I'm ready. And so these are all 8.5-inch squares. So that was easy. I'm making a lap size. Oh, you love Agatha Christie. Yep, that's a good one. Oh, I would tell him, Melissa. Thank you so much. So anyway, but here are my colors. It's kind of a fall color. And I'm glad, I'm going to show you a little something. I'm learning a lot. I took a class from Jenny Byer, who to me is the authority on color and putting colors into quilts. Because this is the fabric that was kind of the focus fabric. And what I did, which Jenny Byer taught me, because you can see this is in the fabric line, and these are all in the fabric line. So you see that there's this kind of color, this wash look. Well, because Jenny Byer taught me this, she had, when I went to her last seminar, she had 3 quilts. And they were made, because see, these are the fabrics that came with the fabric line. Actually, you know what? I added the dark brown too. So if you take away the dark brown, you'll see that they're almost monochromatic. Yes, this is lighter, but it's the same tones. Be careful when you shop a fabric line. Make sure there's a light or a dark or some kind of accent color that pulls something that's not at first noticeable. Because she made 3 quilts. One of them, she used all the fabric that exactly matched the dots in the little selvage. And then she made another quilt. I forget what the third showed, but the second one showed she took lighter than the dots on the selvage and darker than the dots on the selvage. And what she showed us, she had us look at them. When you just chose the fabrics to match the dots, it kind of fell flat. When she used a much brighter, lighter light and a darker dark, then it popped. It was wonderful. So what I did is I noticed that there was these little bits of snippets of red and berries and different things. So I went and got myself a Jenny Byer. I noticed that the red was a rusty red, not a pinky red, an orangey red. So I got that. And then this is the shocking one. And I'll show you. I noticed, okay, there's a yellowy gold. I went and got this. And this is also going to be my accent stripe. But I want to show you, let me put it back in here again and show you. And, you know, this is a good time, too, if you wanted to take a picture of it and put it on black and white. And that way you can see the intensity of the colors, you know, the lights and darks and the tonals. But now look at that group of fabrics. So between the dark brown that I added, between this rusty red and this big bright yellow gold, now it pops. You see the difference? So that, and if you ever want, go to Jenny Byer, go to thequiltshow.com. They have Jenny discussing color and how she makes the colors work. So now with this Merry Mayhem quilt, now that I've chosen the fabric and cut it out, then what I'm going to do is wait until Christmas Day. She's going to have the next clue come out on Christmas Day. And we're going to get together and have another Jitsi Christmas Monday, because Christmas Day is Saturday. I don't want to interfere with people's Christmas church day Sunday. So on 10 o'clock New York time, Monday morning, I think that's the 27th of December, we're going to have another Jitsi. And you can work on whatever you want. At yesterday's, not a single person is doing this mystery, and that was fine. I just worked on mine, and everybody did their own thing. And but I'll be available during that Jitsi Monday, December 27th at 10 a.m. New York time. If you have any questions, you have any concerns, you want to know more about this whole mystery, and to get the clues, I can't give them to you. You have to go to marymayhem.com, sign up for her free email newsletter, go to her site, because she will not send the clues to you by email. You have to go to her site and pick them up. Remember, too, when you go to her site, sometimes you have to hit your computer refresh button. And when I mean that is it's in your Outlook. Let me show you real quick. Okay. When you look at this, it's going to take a moment to... Okay. There's this little circular button. That's your refresh. So when you go to Mary Mayhem's site, if you can't see the new clue, just click on that little circular refresh button, and then it'll refresh the page. Because sometimes our computers, they want to help us so much that they keep taking you back to the same thing you already saw. So that's how you refresh that. So anyway, so she gives a clue on Christmas Day, which I will then work on the Monday the 27th, and we'll work on it together. Anybody can join our Jitsi and you can work on something or just sit and chat with us, because we love having the company. Then the big Mr. Day is going to be New Year's Day. And so we'll be doing a Jitsi all day long New Year's Day. So anybody that wants to join us with that, you can work on whatever project you want, come and go as you want. It's your thing. We just make the offer and you decide what you'd like to do. All right. So now I've talked about that. I think I'll bring you and bring over the things that I've been working on. Okay. Yeah. We'll see the Christmas stuff. All right. I was so tickled. Lisa Capon at Lisa Capon Quilts. Let me make sure to write that I watched her Friday show because she's doing the most fabulous Lisa Capon Quilts. And she has YouTube and Facebook, and she has a group too that they get together to work on things. And she mentioned my birch bark candle. And I was so tickled to listen to her talking about it. And this I showed you last week, and it came out so good. So if you'd like to hear more of how to make this, then go back to last week's show where I talked and told you all the different steps I took. So anyway, that was last week's, because this was just a cheap white pillar candle. All right. So this week's pillar candle, I took and I scraped off some of the bottom wax and to leave room to put the balsam pine branches and some holly berries. And then I have a special little miniature electric skillet that I use when I do batiks because it melts the soy wax really good. You have to be very careful when you melt paraffin. Paraffin wax has a low flash point, meaning if you overheat it, it will smoke and then it'll catch fire. So please be careful. This might not be for the faint of heart. If you haven't had any experience dealing with wax, you might not want to do it. But I scraped away down here to leave room to put all kinds of little pine branches and then little holly berries. And then I melted paraffin in the little skillet and then coated it back with paraffin and then put a bow on it. So there's the second of 4 ways of decorating an inexpensive candle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and show you this. Remember I told you that I saw something about taking the candies and putting them on something that, like a piece of parchment or silicone, and you put them in the oven at 300 degrees for, I don't know if it was 20 minutes, or I stayed right there and watching them. And you get them soft, then you take them out and you put them over a bowl mode and kind of carefully with your, some kind of heat-proof glove or pot holder, form them while they're soft over a bowl shape. Then when they cool, you've got a candy dish. And I've put some candy in there, but you see them. I'm going to tell you this. Their picture of the one they did was so pretty. Mine isn't as pretty. They got melty. It was so hard to manage them. I'm going to be honest. What I would do from now on is take the mint and take your hot glue gun and hot glue these puppies together. Because when I brought this down, it was very fragile and some of the side just started breaking off. And I said, you know what? And see how they kind of got smushy looking. And I said, I think what I would do from now on is just hot glue them all together and call it good. So, and you could even leave the wrapper on then so you don't have to worry about the bowl getting sticky or something, But there it is. It is what it is. But I went back all over it and hot glued so that it would be sturdy enough. And I'll sit it out on the table, but then it's going to go in the trash can. I'm not packing it away for another year. So there it is. To me, it wasn't worth the work. I would have just hot glued them together and called it good. All right. Then I worked some more on all these little wooden ornaments, and I'm going to be writing the family names on the back of them. I got my other grandsons done, but I got these for all the family. And I tell you, okay. Be careful for the first couple of days after you've put the finish on them, don't stack them or put them on something where they'll stick. Give them room to really dry. So here is the side I had done last week. Then I decided to take a different view and put it on this side. But I have one word of caution for this. When the power got back on last night, I was in a hurry. I had to get some stuff done quickly. I put this on with some white glue. Let them fully dry before you put the finish on. If you will notice, the colors kind of ran. It's just a little, where this one was a lot more clear. See how much more clear that is? So when you put the printer, because remember, this is inkjet printer, so the color is not color fast like if you had, what's the other kind of printer called? Laser printer. Laser printers are pretty permanent, but these, they aren't. So let them dry, then carefully put on the finish. And don't mess with it. I mean, just get it on with the fewest brush strokes so that you don't melt that printer ink and have it kind of get a little messy. All right. Now, I am missing one of these. Where did it go? Oh, well, I'm missing one of these. In fact, I'm missing my prettiest one. Hopefully I will find it. It's gotten lost behind something. But these are the Zentangle little ornaments I was making. And I think these are another make it, use it 1 year, and then get rid of it. And I found a problem. You're supposed to fold them and color on the non-printed side, but how do you know where to draw your stuff? So I kind of didn't follow the rules as good. And honestly, Zentangle is not for me. But I made them. You know, when you look through magazines and they have wonderful things, you have to kind of work it out your own way, decide how you want it to look. Of these, this one's my favorite, where I just did hollies and berries. But, all right, so there are those. I've got more. I don't even know if I'm going to finish them. But I do know that the only problem is cardstock's not going to hold up keeping them from 1 year to another. So we'll just have to see. All righty. The last of the new Christmas things that I have already prepared is this. And I'm going to be honest, it's a little tacky, meaning it's not my style. I saw, and let me tell you that I made the mistake too. I saw they had a candy cane wreath, and they said a great way to use those old candy canes. Well, boy, do I know, because these have been sitting on the shelf for 2 years at least. But what I didn't do is I didn't overlap the bottoms. So it was going to take a ton to get a whole entire wreath. And what you do is you use hot glue, but even then, they didn't want to be nice and sturdy. So this morning, I just put a mess of hot glue back there. And then I put the two on the front and the little things, trying to get everything to stabilize everything else. So I will put it somewhere just because I made it and I took that time, but then it's going in the trash after this year too. So, we find some things that are hits, some things, but at least I tried. But I would have had to stack each of these things on top of each other to get them to do a whole circle. And that would have been odd. I couldn't quite figure out, how that was supposed to work. So there it is. Whatever. I make no claims. That is not a classy decoration. But it's all old candy that would have been thrown out anyway. Okay. So I told myself, I said, on some of these things, it's nice to do inexpensive decorations. It's nice to try something new. And they either work or they don't. But I've got tons more stuff for next week. Now, next week, how close are we getting to Christmas? I think we only have one more week together. So I better get everything else done. Is that true, ladies? Do y'all know? Yeah, next week's the 19th. You're right. So I have to have all the rest of the Christmas decorations ready by next week. And then we're not going to do the day after Christmas. We'll have well, you know what? Maybe I'll do a short show just for some of you who might not have family coming in. And we will do a Sunday, which is the 26th. We'll do a nice little just relax together party. That's what we'll do. All right. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking about it. I told Mark, who are the people that make these supposed Christmas decorations? And I thought, there's somebody from a production department, and they probably, as far as this candy bowl, they probably made quite a few to get one pretty enough to photograph. So, well, that's fine. But I got a life to live. And I don't know. I just don't think it's worth the trouble And in fact, where is the one? I said I had a little gap right here, and I said I'm just going to hot glue a brand new mint right there. And I said, you know what? That looks so much better. I should have just hot glued them all. So what can you do? So now I've got another little hobby we're going to do. We're going to work on this together. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, yeah, let me see. I was thinking about writing on one of these balls that I painted. I put the glitter paint in. So we'll see how that goes. And then, I've got pictures I've got to share with you. I forgot this morning to go check. I hope that I downloaded all of your photos, because that's important. In this week, we're going to take empty toilet paper rolls. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut rings off of them. Now, this is easy enough, and this sure is inexpensive. And most of us have some sort of acrylic paints hanging around. And I bet you just about everybody has a container of glitter. So now we're just going to take and cut these rings. I don't know if this, let me see. All right. So cut, and I'm trying not to flatten them out too much, but you kind of have to get them cut right. But I'm just cutting about 1/4-inch rings all the way down. All right. And then I should have left my glue gun over here. I didn't. Let me see if this glue will work. Will hold good enough. And you just take and glue these together. Now these are going to be little snowflakes. You get to make your snowflake any way that you want. I'm just going to take these and glue them around. Now, the person, when I saw this, they had painted the rings first. But if I did that, we would have to wait for them to dry and hope that then we could get the glue to stick. But we're just going to shove a bunch of these in. So start now, and I think these would work better than paper towel rolls, but you can try them and see. I like that they're pretty thin and delicate. So, okay, let me see. I want everything to meet at the center. And it reaches a point that it might get a little too tricky. I think that's about as many as I'm going to be able to have meet in the center. Okay? Now let me see too. Oh, I forgot to plug the light back in. Okay. All right, so now I have this. And you know what? That tacky glue does really well. Now what I'm going to do is take this ring and kind of fold it into the middle and crunch it like that. And then put tacky glue to hold it inside too. And now I'm going to put it in every other ring. And you can do this any way you want. Okay. So let me move this a little bit. Well, no, I guess it's looking pretty good. All right. So now, in these, I'm just taking And I'm pushing this down to the middle. All right. And kind of pinching it. And then every other one, because I don't think that you would get them to, you can try if you want. I think I would make it just a single layer if I wanted to get it in every single one. But see how this, and now I better, just to make sure, I'm going to need more, so I'm going to get this. Let's cut this one. And it's important, if you want them to lay reasonably flat, that you cut them pretty close to the same dimension. Whoops. I want to make sure that you can just see. It's just that simple. Okay. So, and just go back and keep everything together. All right. Let me do this. So it's just fold it this way. I'm going to go ahead and put the glue in there right now. This is, you just gluing this because you want to keep it from springing open when you're trying to decorate it. So right now I'm just putting it in every other one. And one of them that I saw was really pretty. They then came and put something out here. Maybe I'll do that too. Let me see. But it's going to take a few, you're going to have to really start saving your toilet paper rolls. Or you know what? Ask family or friends to save you their empty toilet paper rolls. And so this is now what I have. You know? Okay. So let me get this glue off of here. All right. So what I think I'm going to do then, let me see. I want to see what kind of decoration I could do out. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I'll do that. I want to put a little glue on the sides and stick this in between those. That's really pretty. All right, let me glue this one. And as you see, this is really simple. And there's no one to tell you, oh, well, that won't work. Because guess what? Snowflakes are all different. So, poo on them. They can't tell you. All right. Let me grab a couple more here. So, okay. So this one I'm just going to take and fold it like this. It helps to come back and, you know, hold it just a touch. Whoops. You know what? I was supposed to put this on the side. Okay. Let me do two little more. This one is a little bit thick, so I'm just going to trim this down a touch. And then I want to make sure to see what you're talking about if you have any questions or anything. But this is, and you know, this is a good project for little ones. If you cut all of, and you know, did you see what I just did too? Is when they're pinched together too close, just hold them and just kind of push them, whoops, like this. And that'll make them open back up a little bit for a little softer look like that. See? I think that's really pretty. Oops. I didn't do a good job gluing this one in. Let me try again. Like I said, it helps if you can kind of hold it for a touch. All right. I'm going to hold this up so you can kind of see. it's turning into a cute little thing, isn't it? So your neighbors are going to look at you funny when you ask them to save the toilet paper rolls, but that's okay. Hopefully they know already that, you're an unusual quilt lady, so whatever. All right, let me get this glue up again. All right, now, and let me show you one more time that when you get these in place and they're a little too pointed, just take and push like this and open them back up, and it gives them a pretty little look. All right, so I think I need 2 more, so I'm going to have to cut 1, 2, I think. I'll cut a couple just to make sure I have enough. All right, so put some glue, put some glue, put some glue. Now, if any of you are very particular and really want everything to be the same thickness and all of that, feel free to measure when you're putting these in. Measure, you can draw along the paper. You can put even 1/4-inch lines or whatever your measurement is you want. And I truly enjoy just flying by the seat of my pants. So, all right. And I think I'm going to try to decide if I should put one more in here, but whoops. This one got a little thick, so let me trim that again. We've all been quilting so long that we usually are pretty good with our 1/4 of an inch. We can eyeball this stuff for the most part. All right, let's see. Okay, now where was I going to put that? Right in between here, I think. Okay. All right, and I'm going to let this sit here and dry just a moment while I come see what you're talking about, see if you have any questions, and then we're going to come back and we're going to paint them. And I am enjoying non-traditional Christmas colors. So I want to make sure it never sticks. So I'm careful to lift it up, clean up the glue, then put it back. Because it's a little bit fragile until the glue is stuck. So, but isn't that cute? All right. Let's paper towel. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, no. Any questions? Oh, yeah. Definitely. Oh, what a good hint, Melissa. Oh, it's Dolores is here. Oh, yeah. Check into the new flannels. They are amazing. And that, like she's saying, like Melissa's saying, they actually have started making flannels to mimic wool for several reasons. Because wool's expensive and for people who don't really want the weight of wool. So that's great. Okay. Oh, that is so nice. Paper towel, paper roll gnomes. Oh, that's so cute. So cute. Okay. So here this is. Now what we're going to do, I think I'm going to use this color. So let me get a paintbrush. And normally in a perfect world, I would let this dry just a little bit more. But who wants to sit around and wait? So I'm way too impatient to sit around and wait. So let me grab a paintbrush. Even though I wash my paintbrushes, have you noticed how they get stiff? Maybe if I bought a better quality paintbrush, I wouldn't have this problem, huh? All right. But I know myself too well, and I know that on the one that I forget to wash fast enough. That would be a big waste of money. Now what I'm going to do, and I'll take more time when you're not watching to do this, but I'm just painting inside and outside and the top side. And I just thought this color would be really pretty. It's a sort of green, and but I'm going to do some blue. I'm going to do all kinds if I can find enough toilet paper rolls. This is one where it would have been good to start saving months ago. And, you know, if you don't have enough for this year, there's always next year. But I'm trying. Let me just get a little bit, because I want to show you something. I don't want to get this paint on my pretty Christmas sweatshirt, so I'm trying to be a little careful. But you do have to really get in all the nooks and crannies to have it look pretty so that that color comes through, because these paper towel rolls are just, you know, pretty nondescript, and you want a pretty color. So get in all the little areas. And then before it's had a chance to dry, after you've done a little portion like that, then you can come in with some glitter and put the glitter, let the glitter stick to the paint. And if that doesn't put enough glitter on it for you, then what you can do is actually put some glue on it afterwards and actually glue more down. But one of my problems right now, this paper is absorbing the paint, so some of the glitter didn't want to stick as good. But so you just do this, and then you can spice it up with glitter. You can glue a bell in the center. That might be really pretty. And then you just put a ribbon, tie a ribbon in one, decide what you want to be the top, tie a ribbon in it, and there you go. So I'm going to finish this later, but I just wanted to show you. This year, it's about making do with what we have. It's about trying not to spend much money and doing something that feels good, makes you get into the spirit. And all right. And, you know, we're still in pandemic times with, you know, things costing so much, and how can we get things? And it's tricky. So that's one of the reasons I really, really like doing the crafts this way, doing them inexpensively. And, you know, when our grandmothers and stuff, when they made crafts like this, it's because they didn't have a lot of money. And I love some of that. In fact, you know, I talked to my kids and said, how about we just give gifts to the little ones this year? And they all agreed, and it was like, we'll make things for each other. So that's one of the reasons I'm so excited about the swirl Christmas tree, because they're real easy to make, and they're real easy to make, and they're so much fun. All right, so then real quick before I finish up with this, I'm going to try to sprinkle a little more glitter on, and I'll even let this paint dry and re-sprinkle it. But I don't know if the camera, whoops, don't drop it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but the glitter is sticking, and it looks lovely. You know what you can also do is spray on some spray adhesive, and then, oops, I need to glue this again. But pick up some spray adhesive and then try to make the glue stick, or brush a little white glue on And then, and the white glue should dry clear, as long as you don't put it on too thick. But isn't that a sweet little thing? Oh, I love having some space. And like I told you, I set up my big cutting table as craft central. So over on that counter, it's all of my Christmas craft stuff, and I just go there and for whatever I need. So wait till I tell Mark that, oh, honey, I've got to have all of the rest of the stuff done by next Sunday. All right. So that is today's live craft. And I think it's going to be a real sweet thing. And once it's all painted, and maybe I might even put a little finish on it to give it a little oomph. But that is cute. So do both sides too. And I picked up the other side. There's not much there. So do both sides. All right. Now, let me see what you are talking about. And then we'll get ready to go look at photos. So, all right. Oh, I know. That's where I wish I had hot glue, because then it would have been instant. But thank goodness, I had the tacky glue, because the white glue would have taken forever to dry. Okay, let's see. Now, let me check one thing really quickly before we go anywhere, because somebody sent me pictures and I want to make sure I have them all. So let me check this real quick. Polly sent some great, she sent some great photos. So let me make sure to look. Oh, okay, Carol sent some too. So oh my gosh, this is so cute. Wait till you see the pictures Carol sent. Let me get these quickly put in her folder, and I'll let you, while I'm getting these put in the folder, you can think some more about that cute little ornament we made today. Yes, yesterday I had so much to do, and I thought, oh my gosh, this power goes out. It's going to put me behind. And it did, but you know what? It's still all fun. It's all fun and good. Oh, Carol sent some great photos. Oh, I can't wait to show them to you. Okay. And then, was there anybody else? Because I don't want to miss anyone doing anyone's work. Okay, let me get this. I'm pretty sure I got all of Polly's, but I'm just double checking. I love the work you do, and I think I got them all. I think I did. I hope I did. All right. Oh, I know which. Let me see. And Mary sent a wonderful photo, and I know what I was supposed to do. All right. I'm going to start in, let me see. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get the pictures. Let me turn out my light here so we can see better. And Melanie Hutchinson went to, got to get this. I think this one. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to make sure I've got them because they're great. All right. See, I couldn't do this last night either because with the power down, I had no internet. I couldn't download the pictures. Okay, hold on one second. All right, let's see. So I hope that y'all have been working. I hope any gifts that you've ordered have come in okay. And I hope that all of your Christmas plans are coming through really well. Okay, save that. Come on. Giving me a fit, but I didn't have these down. So now I was trying to write her an email last night. Oh, these are really making it hard. Okay. I apologize. I didn't have this already done. I knew I was running behind, but Mark, it was so funny. We're so used to all of our electronic equipment. And Mark said, I'm not enjoying this lack of power right now. And I said, I know. It's like, what can we do? Well, we can't watch TV. Well, we can't work on the computer. You know, we were kind of stuck. And luckily, I had a good book that I could read that had its own lighting. So I'm having trouble with some of these pictures. Miss Melanie, I might not be able to get all of your pictures up, but at least I'll have a couple. And I will make sure to work on the other ones right away. So, but anyway, it was so funny. We're so spoiled by electricity. And what you end up finding out is there's not much to do when you're sitting in the dark. But you know, one thing we did do that I loved is, one thing we did is right the last hour before the power came back on, I was awake, got out of the hammock, came in, and we just sat and talked. And there were a lot of things that I hadn't talked to him about yet that happened during the week. You get busy or whatever. And the thing that made me sad in a way is the power then. We were really talking good about all kinds of little things that, you know, we hadn't managed to tell each other the last week. And then the power comes back on. And it was almost like, can we just sit here and talk some more and pretend the power's not on? But we hadn't had dinner, so we thought, better eat dinner. All right, I think I've got most of these, and I apologize for that taking a while. Let me close this out. You shopped all morning long. Oh, good for yourself. Good for you. And, okay, let's look at your pictures. I just love them. Okay. Y'all really do keep me inspired. I told Mark, I don't know how I would have gotten through the pandemic without you. I really don't. Okay, let's go to the photos. Here we go. All right, we have some wonderful Christmas. Oh, wait, you know what? Oh, okay, yeah. These are photos that were from, let me loosen. This thing is giving me a fit right here. Let me try to bring this up better. Okay, here we go. Anytime, any chance I get, let me put them on slideshow because it makes them automatically larger. This is from Alberta, and these are lovely. Alberta Powell, and from Alabama. I love those Christmas tree skirts. So pretty. Oh, I love that Merry Christmas banner. Aren't these wonderful? She did such a good job. All right, so back to the beginning. Now, let's see who's next. That would be, aha. So here are Miss Carol's things. And some of the things you've seen before, until they get the Christmas block of the weeks finished, I'll probably leave them in the photo album. But look at this miniature doll she made. Isn't that amazing? She's so talented. Whoops, I forgot to put it on slideshow. Let me try that again. All right, slideshow. Here we go. I love this little doll. Look, that's a golf ball. Oh, it's a golfer. How cute. How cute. Oh, look at this. Aw. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Look at that frog. Oh, I love that she's a doll maker. I've always thought about doing something like that, but that's wonderful. Oh, wow. What an imagination. Oh, isn't that pretty? So elegant looking. Oh, dream catchers. That's wonderful. And then here are her Christmas block of the weeks. And then I think I have some new things on the other side of these too. I just love the colors she chooses. And now that I see her imagination more and more, I realize why she's so creative with this. I love collage quilts. Just adore them. Oh, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. She has so many things that have gone on it's like a diary. At the same time, it's a scroll. And then look at these, her carvings. Wow. Aren't these incredible? And her poor little moose lost one of his antlers, but she's going to figure that out. Isn't this amazing? I mean, look at these cute things. Very talented ladies. Look at that. I like the idea of keeping a collage diary of the year. How awesome is that? Okay, here are Miss Charlene's. She's been working on the Alex Anderson quilt. Here is her varied background that we've been doing during our Thursday night art quilt night. And here is more progress on her Alex Anderson quilt along. And I hear Alex is doing an applique quilt along now. So I've got to check that out. And I can't wait. Whoops. No, what is all of this? This was our Christmas quilt. Okay, Debbie, we have some things from Debbie. A couple of these you've seen, but there are some new ones. I love the stitching, bringing in those beautiful leaves. And her pup, and that wonderful cardinal. Her Christmas block of the week. There, hers is done. Love it. And then look at this pretty Christmas quilt. Isn't that wonderful? Look at that. That is beautiful. I guess that's a table topper. Just beautiful. Okay, let's see. Diana Wright. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to go back and get her other quilts, but this is a most amazing long arm quilter. Diana Wright from Texas. So if you ever need your quilts done, look her up. I think her name of her um, company is the Copacetic Quilter. So she is so talented. Okay. Then, Miss Dolores. And I know you've seen these, but we'll go back through them because she does such beautiful work. She does such beautiful work. And since she broke her knee, it's going to be a little while before she can do a much more gorgeous work. But I love her African safari. That is just beautiful. And it looks like she used fibers in the trees. Really dramatic. And then there is her Christmas block of the week that right now, I assume, is interrupted while she heals, poor dear. But what a talented lady. Stays very busy, does art and craft shows. Just amazing. And she even had to hide out in a hallway yesterday while the tornadoes went through. We're so glad she's okay. Okay. I think we're just about there. Love these. Okay. Thank you all for these photos you sent in mean everything. Miss Jody, been very busy. And here is her flannel quilt. Isn't that gorgeous? Going to keep them nice and warm. She turned this into a table runner in Old Pooh. I don't have the table runner. And I love her collage quilts. They're so good. And I think she's even done more on that one. So I'll have to get some fresh pictures from her. Then a lovely lady named Kathy Kaplan sent in these photos of her work. Love it. I tell you what, I can't tell you how much I love collage quilts. Isn't that beautiful? And I love it because it's a unique background. And then the way she did the collage is just, it's a free form. It's lovely. Okay. Let's see who else. Thank you, Kathy, for sending them. Please send us some more. Then our Miss Mary, I'm going to go ahead and let you see her Christmas blocks again. And then I'll show you something new she sent in. And she's truly doing a scrappy Christmas quilt. And I think it's going to be great. I love the fussy cutting. And this was her first time paper piecing, so I'm very impressed. Way to go. And this is her new artwork. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, I love that. So thank you for sending that in. And I'm going to bring this back up just to show you. I love the way that she did the reflections and the shadows. And look at the varied backgrounds. That is wonderful. I love that. That's the beauty of art quilt. And they're magical. So thank you very much, Miss Mary. Okay. Miss Marcia has been busy. Look at this wonderful crocheted. It looks like a shawl or a scarf. It's beautiful. Way to go. Nice, nice work. And you know, winter is when I start missing. I want to work on crocheting. Look at this beautiful table runner. that she did. This is Miss Melanie. And then look, she went to see the actual train that was inspired the Polar Express. Isn't that great? What fun. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So, and there may be one more picture. I'll make sure I get it for next week. But that is fabulous. Fabulous. Okay. Now let's see where we're going. Miss Polly. Miss Polly sent some new things. You remember when she worked on this with the new background quilt? I love this. This has a modern feel to it that's wonderful. Well, she's also been working on trying to embellish and using beading. And look, she even used like some rough burlap. I love this. And this is the wonderful part about art quilting. The sky is the limit. What do you feel like working on? Now let me start from the beginning. And some things she tried, didn't like, she's changing out, but that's all part of the process. So I'm really loving this. Look at all that. I'm just so tickled for Miss Polly. She is blooming as a quilt artist. Way to go. So I love getting to see the progress, getting to see what you do. Now this is from a Susan Berg. These are lovely. And isn't it fun nowadays that, we don't have to follow rigid rules. We can follow our heart and create beautiful works of art. Beautiful. Oh, and this one has a good amount of thread painting. Look at that. Just brings those flowers to life, the leaves. Wow. Okay. And let's see if there was anything else. I think that might be it. I don't think I had much, but I'll double check. Oops. You know what? I do remember my folder went inside someone else's. So let me see. And I didn't have a chance to bring it back out. Let's see. Okay. All right. Oh, this is an old one. Hold on. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, well, I'm not finding it, but I'll get this straightened out. I didn't spend much time on my own stuff, so it's a little bit of a mess. Even everything needs my attention right now, doesn't it? No, I'm busy getting ready for Christmas. All right. And, I haven't even thought about what I'm going to bake for Christmas because I know I'm going to make these cheese logs that we enjoy, roll them in pecans. I know I'm going to make some cheddar cheese wafers, like the recipes, like the old cheese straws that you could get. And then, oh, you deserve it, sweetheart. And then, you have a good dinner, Miss Melissa, and we'll see you the very next time. And make something that warms you up. This basement is cold. But I'm going to make what's called puppy tails, and they're butter and pecans, and you roll them in powdered sugar, and they are yummy. And then we always love the peanut butter kissy cookies. And then I'm going to make a fruit cake because I've missed it. But I'm not going to use the candied fruit. I'm going to use dried fruits and nuts. Put some good orange juice and orange rind in, give it a little zest. So anything you're getting ready to make, what are your favorite things that you bake, whether it's pies or What is your favorite thing? Isn't their work wonderful? I love all of your work, and I see so much talent in each person's work. And it's funny because people always like notice the thing that they think they that people only notice their mistakes. We get to see the beauty in the vision that you create. And we don't usually see any mistakes. And if we do, we don't care because we love what your creativity and what's in your heart that you bring out through your work. So feel free. Let me go ahead and write this down. I'm going to write my email, ourtimetoquilt. Whoops. Hold on. My little finger touched something. Ourtimetoquilt at twc.com. You can use that email to send me pictures of your work or something fun in your life right now you'd like to share. You can send it to me to ask for patterns like the swirly tree pattern because I drew it myself. Or if you want the folded star Zentangle pattern, I can send you, I put 4 on a page where she had 1 or 2. And, but anyway, I would love to share with you if you would like to join our group, if you'd like to attend an upcoming Jitsi. And Jitsi is kind of like a Zoom meeting. We just sit and talk. You don't have to type in. You can choose to be on the camera or not be on the camera. These are private meetings, so you don't have to worry that everything is out online. And it's very private, and we take good care of each other. So it's kind of like our own little quilting bee. So, oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going to decorate these little swirly trees with anything. But I want to have them finished before the big day. So I've got to replace those few pieces of, oh, I know what I was going to show you. You know how I tell you how cheap I am. And I'm serious. I'm serious. Number one, I look to find Christmas tree styrofoam forms because I want to do some decorating on those too for you. Well, they either weren't in stock locally or they were like $5. I'm sorry, I'm too cheap. So I went around and gathered up all of the trash styrofoam we have from shipping boxes. Then Mark yesterday glued it all together for me. And then I'm going to take a very sharp knife and I'm going to carve my own Christmas tree form. Mark thinks I'm a little too much into the cheap, but he did it for me, and I'm going to take a very sharp razor knife. And these are going to be totally covered. So hopefully I'll be able to carve these. But I just thought I'd show you another phase of how cheap is she. And today's episode is she's really cheap. So, but also, it's not just being cheap, but I like reusing things if I can. Instead of filling up a landfill, if I can turn this into something I don't have to buy and, create more stuff. So anybody, oh, you make lasagna. Oh, Kathy, I'll be right over. And, oh, that is so nice. Tons of cookies. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. In fact, this show is dedicated to Bill Hyatt, who was my godfather, and he passed away last Sunday. And I'm really sad because he was the last of all the family, friends, and relatives that I remember from my childhood. And he was the last of that older guard. And I'm going to miss him terribly. He was a very sweet, gentle man. He was a beautiful wood carver. He would carve all kinds of birds. He loved carving different birds. And his favorite dog, Baby, had passed away earlier, a couple months ago. And he was 86 years old. But what a sweet, dear man. And so I'm going to dedicate this to my godfather, Bill Hyatt. And what a dear heart. So Ooh, that sounds good, Mary. Ooh, sounds really good. But if you had to pick one favorite thing from Christmas, what would it be? Did anybody have people that made Caro lace cookies, which was Caro, corn syrup, brown sugar, coconut, and oh my gosh, they were so much work. My godmother Barbara, who I miss dearly, would take the time. She even would pour them into different shaped cookie molds like stars and oh, and the funniest thing now is I have to be so careful since I'm type 2 diabetic. I just can't go and eat all this stuff. So I have to be oh, chocolate shot cookies. That does sound good. I love them. Love them. Well, unless you can think of any more of your favoriteest things, I think I'll get ready to say goodbye to you. You won't believe what I want to do. I saw in a catalog I got this week a like long sleeve t-shirt that somebody had put sequins and had different color Christmas trees on the front. Guess who wants to do that now? I tell you, I see it. It's like I have to do it. But I think when I say goodbye to y'all, I'm going to sit here with my daughter-in-law Nikki's purple quilt. I'm going to get those colors right, and then I'm going to take up the blue fabrics and get ready to start my other daughter's quilt, and that'll be good for me for today. Oh, and I got to have a crown done tomorrow. Be thinking of me around 3:10 in the afternoon. Actually, she's so good. I just don't like having anything done, but she's so wonderful. I think it'll be easy. Oh, Marsha loves trains. Yes, we have a train set. And I told Mark, I want that train set up. In fact, you know what? I might put that train set on our big round coffee table in the living room so I can see it every night. I'm like a kid when it comes to Christmas. Oh, it's so nice to think of all of these wonderful, wonderful things. Okay, Mary, you have to send a cookie to Marcia. That is so wonderful, all of you. Y'all are a joy. And thank you for the time you spend. And, oh, rum balls. Yeah. Oh, and I used to love sausage balls. I had cheddar cheese and sausage. Oh, thank you, Miss Kathy. Thank you. He was a dear heart. In fact, next week I'll show you the quilt. He gave me a quilt that had been in his wife's family, and I took it to an appraiser, and it's falling apart too much to be worth anything, but it's worth a lot to know that someone made this to keep her family warm. And it did have at least one fabric that dated to the Civil War, so that was so cool. Take good care. And oh my gosh, Carol, thank you for all of your amazingly magical work. Got a crock pot roast done. Great. Take care. Please do share your swirl tree. Have a great Sunday evening. Stay warm and cozy. I'll see you next week with a whole bunch more Christmas decorations. You're the best. Take good care of yourselves, each of you. Bye-bye.